Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Vibing with Sleezy, the podcast. This is season 4, episode 7, and I have a very special guest. This guest is actually a friend of a friend, and now a new friend of mine. And he has just opened a store in the Highlands, and I've heard many wonderful things about him. We actually talked about him on the episode with Frankie, and Frankie is my friend, the one that recommended him. So uh, my special guest is Riley Dicken, and he is the owner, manager, CEO of What Makes You Smile Gallery and Gifts. Welcome.
Hey man, appreciate you having me. It's a pleasure. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no problem. I've heard so much about your store, and I'm happy to have you on. And Frankie has talked so highly about you, and then I've been following you on social media. Just checking out your store and looking at stuff, and it just looks incredible. I just need to stop in. So I wanted to talk about your store. So when did the store become an idea?
Well, probably I had the vision probably around, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. It like clicked in my head that like I have to open up, an art gallery one day, and it all really started probably like, 2000, 2008, just hanging a whole bunch of posters and filling every crevice of every wall with like a piece of art or, something like I was always filling my walls with stuff, man. And so, just buying and collecting art, since about 2008, I had storage unit, basement, bedroom, just there's art everywhere. And so, I just slowly kept on building up all this art and just had this little vision of opening this store one day. And, you know, I was in Middletown eating lunch with my mom, and there was this small little spot, and she kind of talked me into just trying it out. So I went ahead and rented that spot out in September in Middletown off Shelbyville Road, and just started filling that place up with art. That's where it started, was 2021 September in Middletown.
That's incredible, man. And that's just like that's awesome that, man, it's pretty much like manifesting an idea and it just turns into a dream and now it's a reality. So it's incredible that, you took something that was a passion of yours of, collecting art and hanging everything on the wall, and now it's, a business and a livelihood. So that's awesome, man. What catches your eye with art?
So that's what I was about to say is, one of the things that kind of helped this go is, I realized maybe I could make money by selling art. So, I'd see something really cool and I'd be like, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to sell it to Frankie because Frankie's going to love it. I'm going to make 50, $60 off selling it to Frankie, So I just had this, I would just see these things that maybe people in my life might like, and I'd try to buy them, and then maybe, just middleman that to that next person who's going to love it a little bit more than I did. And,
Yeah.
once I realized that there was, original art compared to like prints and like remakes and things that, you might see something on the wall and there might be 200 of them, but you might see something else on the wall and know that that's the only one in the world like it. So that's what really, really got me diving deeper into it, is like loving like that one of a kind aspect, like being the only one in the world with something, like really, turned me on to loving art that much more.
That's really cool, man. That's what's awesome. And I like how artists too, like, of course artists sign their name, but sometimes they will number it and different things like that. So it's cool when things are limited edition or it is one of one. And that's cool too that you look for things that you think will catch your friends' eyes. Is there something that you have found that like, is there a certain artist that you found that you really like, or any multiple artists?
So, one of my favorite artists that I have came across doing this is a guy named Billy Keith. Me and a buddy were just driving down by Logan Street one day, and we just see this guy. He's got like a big magnifying glass, and he's, it's on fire. Like he's got a piece of wood and a magnifying glass, and it's, he's using the sun to catch this piece of wood on fire. And, we pull over, talk to him for a little while. And, he's got several pieces of art that he had been working on. And he had a little crowd around him. But, it's just amazing to see him create such insane pieces of art with the sun and a magnifying glass. I mean, it's absolutely blows my mind every time I look at one of the pieces or talk to him. I mean, he's just the coolest guy ever. But then he has this talent that's way cooler. And yeah, it's incredible meeting him. I've sold the most of his artwork in my life, probably over 40 pieces of his art, or maybe around 35, something like that. But he's easily my favorite guy that I've met doing all this. There's another guy named Herb Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
He's about a 60 or so year old man. And he creates his art by cutting up cans. He has his friends, his family, bringing bags and bags and bags of beer cans, Coke cans, and he just cuts those up and makes insane pieces of art with cut up cans. So, that's just those one of a kind, like unique people is what I look for. And, it's just incredible what people can do with their talent and if they just really try.
Yeah, for sure. And creativity, I mean, it runs through so many people and so many people of different ages and different cultures. And that's what's awesome too. Like you're talking about the guy, the first guy, it's like, it's insane how many ideas people can do to create art and to produce art. And art's been around for so long and it's important. I feel like getting into art as a kid and just kind of like uh just always trying to like create stuff and have fun with it has always helped me as well, where I like just for fun just like to draw around and mess and go to art museums and stuff. So I always felt like me doing that and seeing those things have helped me create stuff and help my creative brain. So I think just it also motivates you to kind of like want to create something yourself. That's what's so cool.
No doubt about that. And another thing, one of Frankie and mine's friend, his name is Dean. He introduced me to his uncle, who then introduced me to his best friend, who has a stepdaughter who was amazing at art. And she was, I want to say she was about 14, but they came into the gallery when I was out in Middletown, and she brought in her, full little doodle book and all of her little drawings, and she had some incredible stuff. And I mean, that's the point of it is, no matter if you make it or some, 5-year-old girl or some 80-year-old man who's has no name for himself, it's all about that one of a kind aspect and just having some cool stuff. So, I bought about 15 pieces from this 14-year-old girl, gave her like $300. And, it was a special moment just because, she didn't think her stuff might be worth any money, and her family was excited. And, I was really excited to get this work because it was just so good. And it was all just original, one of a kind art from this 14-year-old girl's little doodle book. So, I'm not looking for like huge giant names. I'm just looking for that one of a kind, amazing talent. And, trying to get it into people who love its hands for like a reasonable price, not crazy expensive art, just, whatever I can make off of it, get it into someone's hands who really loves it.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea. Like I run an eBay business where I flip things, and that's kind of how I am, where I don't go crazy with it. I just want to make a little bit off of it, and I like finding things, and I like to support local artists as well. A few artists I'll share with you that I like here locally. Kelsey Haberman. I went to J Town and went to middle school with her. I'm a huge Thundercats fan, the cartoon from the 80s, and
Right.
Lion-O. She made me a customized one-on-one Lion-O piece. Like, I pretty much came up with the whole idea and concept, and it's incredible. Like, it's on my wall. And then I've had a couple friends, like Summer Antle, make me a couple abstract pieces. But one of my favorite pieces, I went to a coffee shop in Louisville down off of Southern Parkway. I think it was like a Quills or something like that. And I was just driving through the area on a Saturday morning, stopped in, wanted to get a cup of coffee. And I see all these pictures on the wall, and it's like animals drinking out of cans and cups and glasses and with these like giant straws. Well, camels are my favorite animal. And so I pretty much was like, I got to figure out who this artist is. So they had their information on the wall. And I was like, hey, could you make me a piece? And they were like, yeah. So they made me a piece. It was a camel with a giant straw drinking an ale 8, which is like my favorite
Wow.
soda. So,
That is awesome, man. That is
yeah,
awesome.
and I just, and to be honest, it was just something that came to my head, and I'm like, like what would be cool? And it's literally a piece still sitting here in my living room now, and I it's one of my favorite pieces. And two, what was cool was like I felt like I was part of the process, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
she was
definitely, definitely.
yeah, she would send me messages and be like, how many humps do you want the camel to have? Do you want the straw to be long? Do you want it to be small? Do you want an LA bottle? Do you want an LA can? Like, I thought that part of it was so much fun. And then just the excitement because it was, I believe during the time she wanted to send it and she actually finished the piece, it might have been around, I don't know, COVID or whatever, but we just weren't able to connect because she was just really busy. And I remember she was just like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to meet up, but I want to mail it to you. So she mails it to me. And when I opened it up, it was just incredible. It just blew me away. And I was like, I wrote her and I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. And if I knew, and I will on the next episode of this show, for everybody listening, I will shout out the artist's name. I just need to look at her name again. I forgot, but it was incredible. So
That's one of my favorite things, about people coming in and, say you come in and you see a certain artist style that you love, people will ask, are people, can you do a commission piece for me? Can you do me something custom? And so many of the artists I work with are they're open for commissions and open for ideas. And, I have a girl who she can make anything really out of the rug, any design, Pokemon, anime, even I mean, I've seen her do some pretty wild things. There was a friend who requested she had this certain bra that she wanted to be made into a rug, and then she wanted this birthmark that's on her chest to be like put into the rug, so it looks like her full bust with the bra and the birthmark. And so I mean, my rug girl knocked that out, and then I have there's another style. Her name is Clay Meta, and I mean, people love her style, and she can pretty much do anything you'd want with just painting. And it's just awesome to be able to, if somebody likes somebody's certain style, to be able to give them a certain custom piece, that they might create. And I love being able to connect the person with the artist and make that happen as well.
yeah, and I think number one, it's incredible how you're helping local artists and you're just helping artists in general. I think it's great, and I think the whole concept is just an incredible idea. And I think too that it's like what you're doing as well is like it has to feel good because you're helping
Oh,
people.
it's super rewarding,
Yeah,
super rewarding.
oh yeah, just and like I bet it's like incredible just to see like, oh, there's my homie's shirt walking out the door, or there's my close friend, her piece walking. Yeah, so it has to be rewarding. I always I'm like you too, like where I love custom stuff. Like I've had sleazy shoes, and I remember back in the day I had sleazy stamps, and I've always tried to market off different things. And do you feel like with your store, is there like like I said, I need to come visit it. Is there like different sections, or do you have it kind of just spread out, just different variety in different places? Like I know you have things all over the wall, but how's it kind of laid out? What all you got?
So, when I first was going at this new location, I was just hanging stuff up on the walls, and I wasn't really, putting all of the artist pieces together. So then within, a couple weeks of making some sales and moving stuff around, I decided I should try to get everyone's work together.
Yeah.
So I've been, you know, placing everyone's items next to each other, so it's not all spread out, and everyone, if they like a certain artist, they can just look at all their work right next to each other. But the space it's not huge, but it's a big upgrade from my last spot. My last spot was about 320 square foot, very small. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's weird. My landlord didn't put the square footage in the lease, but I want to say it's got to be about 1,400 square foot. I would imagine. I could be way wrong. Might be
Oh, that's a
a
good size.
thousand. Anyway, it looks about 4 times bigger than my last spot in my eyes. But
Yeah, and you're probably able to get more
somewhere
art
around
out.
1,000 square foot. I don't know, but
Yeah, but I'm saying you're able to
it's a
probably get. Well, I'm saying you're probably able to get more art out now with
uh,
especially. Yeah.
I have jammed it full, my friend, and I'm always adding new stuff. I'm trying to keep that social media presence up with, just posting constantly on there as well. But a big thing that's kind of been helping, people come in from the streets and stuff is I'm trying to get artists to come and do live painting, live drawing. They can come out,
Ooh.
be on the sidewalk. They can bring their own easel. If my dad isn't in the studio working on working with his easel, they can come inside and, paint or draw on the easel that we have inside. But I've had artists, bring canopies. They've brought their whole table setups with items that they want to sell. So, that's what I want people to know is, if you know a friend or family member or you're an artist yourself, contact me. You can come, to the gallery with an easel or whatever you would want to bring to draw or paint on. And you can bring anything that you would want to sell while you're there doing the live painting, set it up outside. That's kind of helped people, with the canopy out front and seeing people out on the sidewalk. It's helped drive people into my business. So I just want people to know, come on by, come do some live drawing, live painting, bring anything you have to sell. And, I want to keep, anytime I'm open in there, I would love to have people, coming by and doing that live painting and hanging out.
That's awesome, man. That's a great idea too because it helps people bring them in the store and it's something different and it's something that catches people's eye.
Oh,
And
the customers love the customers when they come inside and they see somebody doing the live painting right there, or they see people doing it on the sidewalk. I mean, they absolutely love that. And the guy, Billy Keith, that does the sun burning, he's been on the sidewalk 4 different days now. And I mean, people walk by and see this guy just burning stuff with the sun. And I mean, he was just making pieces and selling them in seconds. Just, you know, I think he made like 3 or 4 pieces one day and they were all gone just immediately without him even like, he'll seal them and put a nice lacquer on them. But he was selling those raw that day. Just, they were just going like hotcakes. People can't believe he's doing it with the sun. But, you know, that's my favorite part about what I'm trying to do is bring that live art aspect to when people come in and shop. They're not just getting to shop art, they're getting to see it be made. And I have this really really amazing bigger idea. I didn't want to like fully talk about it. I can't let anyone steal my idea, but the bigger idea is it's going to hopefully come in a couple of years, maybe
okay.
sooner. But you know I just want to provide a space, like, say if we'll just start a little bit with it, but say if I had a space for like 8 to 10 artists to rent space from me, have a room, where they work on their art, store their art, and customers can just come in, see people working in their space, but we'll be buying, selling, consigning art. We might have a little stage for little acoustic shows, or I've already said a little too much, but it's
A
all
Vibing
good.
with Sleazy exclusive. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, no,
I
that's
don't want to
dope.
get too deep into it, but I have this bigger idea I hope to reach one day, in due time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And what I was gonna say is too is that you have you're building those connections too with you're probably building fan bases. Like when you're bringing in artists that are working on something, you're creating that fan base. So it's like not only they're getting to see them do the work, but they're getting the live interaction. They're getting to meet them, and when you meet someone, you make that connection. You want to support them even more, especially if you feel that connection.
Let me tell you this little story. So I have a great friend. His name is Elmer Lopez. I mean, probably the most talented artist that I've got to meet and be friends with. And it's one of my best friends named Doug. It's his cousin. And Elmer was at the shop not too long ago doing some live painting, or like he was using some pastels. But I had this family come in. They weren't from here, And this lady's looking around forever, looking at every piece. I mean, she was just loving it. So she finally found a piece that she liked. And I thought that we had all kind of communicated that this is Elmer, and I thought I pointed out all the work that was his. But after about 20 minutes, I guess I don't even know if she even heard me, but she went and grabbed one of his pieces, and so she's like loving it. She wants to buy it, and I'm like, yeah, I can't believe you picked one of Elmer's pieces, and she was kind of lost. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, the artist drawing over there, like that's one of his pieces. It's kind of crazy. You grabbed one that he's here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then, she was super excited. She like wanted to get a photo with him, wanted him to sign the piece, and like that whole little interaction was just awesome because she was just so thrilled that she found something she liked, but then the artist was there working. So I mean, it was just really cool for her, for me, for Elmer. I mean, it was just it was what makes us smile at the time.
Exactly. That's the whole theme of your store, and I love. I mean, even in the liquor world, I've always loved getting like bottles signed, or like in the sports world, I've always been a big sports fan. I love getting autographs from my favorite players or meeting people. Like it's always a good feeling when you get something that is special, like especially from one of your favorites. And it don't have to be in the art world; it could be from anything. So, but that's super cool that you're building these bonds, and you're just like I said, you're pretty much just building and developing fan bases. Do you
You mind if I hit you with one more quick story while it's on my
Yeah, for
mind?
sure. No, I
So
love you don't.
So I have it shooting a pool league up at the Fox Den, and there was a lady who wanted to come support and check out the gallery. And me and my dad had been talking to her for some years through the pool league, and my dad's an artist, so she was like, "Yeah, I want to come check it out. I might grab one of your dad's pieces." So this lady comes in, brings her dog. She's looking around. She finds two of my dad's pieces and one of someone else's that she loved, and you know they were pretty nice pieces. I think the total was like $710 or something for the three pieces. She got a good deal. I gave her a
Yeah.
pretty good deal just from knowing her, and she was trying to support. And anyway, I had Elmer. Elmer was actually in there drawing. It was the same day as that other lady, and there was another girl in there who thrifts some clothes. She brings clothes in, and I let her hang some clothes, and she was in there doing some pricing. And then I had a buddy whose birthday it was. He walks in, so it's us five in there, and we're all about to take a little birthday shot for my buddy's birthday. I keep bourbon and some wine in there.
Nice.
Pour people some bourbon and wine at times, but we take a little shot, and my buddy, he's like looking at this hand painted Charizard lighter. It's like a double flame hand painted Charizard lighter. It's amazing,
That
but he's like
sounds that
asking,
sounds incredible.
dude. I'm trying to get some more of them. I'm trying to get some more, but it was a beautiful piece, and I paid I think like 70 for it, and I was trying to make 20, sell it for 90, but my buddy grabs at it and he's like, "How much for this?" I'm like, "Man, I need 90 for it." He's like, maybe next paycheck, maybe next time. So this lady who from my pool league doesn't even know Derek, my friend, she's like, "Derek, I'll buy it for you for your birthday." So she just buys him this $95 after tax hand painted Charizard lighter. My buddy's like my family's never got me something like this, he was about to start crying off of it. But I mean, we were all just kind of shook off that, just from like her doing that nice gesture. She just spent $700. Like, obviously she might have had a little money or whatever, but she is an
That's
angel. She was an angel sent, to the gallery that day. And like,
Yes.
it blew us away. And my buddy was just, he still can't get over that this random lady he just walks into the gallery on his birthday to just say what's up and take a little shot, and ends up walking out with brand new birthday present.
That's incredible.
It was special, man. It was special. I love the special moments.
Yeah, dude, and that's what it's about. It's just it's special moments, it's special connect, and that's just life in general. I always love meeting new people, and that's what I love about doing this podcast. I've met so many different people from different walks of life. I mean, shit, I just met you, through social media, that through Frankie. Just Frankie told me all about you, and I was like, I mean, you look familiar, and I was like, yeah. I said, he looks familiar. And I was like, and then he told me about the store. I started checking out the store and the site. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I gotta have this guy on, and I said I gotta stop by the store, so I definitely need to come by and grab something because that sounds up my alley for sure.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Frankie Blyce, another angel sent from the heavens. I mean, that guy, he sent me so many people just stopping in, so many people who buy stuff. I mean, it's just amazing having, good people on your side and want to see you succeed. And I mean, with his barbershop, he just connects with so many people anyway. And so he just takes that time to tell them about me. And it's just, I appreciate that.
Yeah, he I actually have an appointment today at 5:30 to get a cut, so I'm looking forward to that. Need a fresh cut and trim. But yeah, Frankie's shop, it's incredible, and it's in the Highlands, real close to your shop. And to kind of I guess go off that, I was gonna say, what made you pick the Highlands? I mean, I know I kind of know why, but what for the people listening, what made you pick that area?
Man, so Middletown is a really nice part of town. It's we'll say it probably has money. It's got good people in it. Good traffic. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but right there on Shelbyville Road, where there's like a Mark's Feed store, it's like kind of at Blankenbaker. There's that old historic Main Street. It's a kind of by Eastern High School, but a little bit further down. But it's got a lot of hair salons. It's got a lot of veterinary clinics. It's right behind Mark's Feed Store. And I feel like it was just the same daily traffic, the same commute, just traveling up and down that road. And I mean, there would be some days, it might be 4 or 5 days before some people even walked in. It was just the foot traffic was pretty much just people walking from their house, walking their dogs, or kids going to school. And I don't know, it just, I only did about 9,500 in sales the whole year I was out there. My hours, I was there about 3, 4, 5 hours a day, about 4 days a week. And I don't know, I was excited. I was making sales. It was cool, but like ultimately it wasn't like the vision I had. I was trying not to get down on it, just trying to get through that lease and just do the best I can with getting people in there. And, when that lease was over, I wanted to keep it going, but I just had to find that right spot. And so I was looking, like, should I go in J-Town? Should I try Frankfurt Avenue? Obviously the Highlands was my number one pick, but, in my mind, I was looking at stuff and, things were expensive out there. And so, I found this spot finally, and I wasn't really feeling it at first. Like, it looked like it needed a lot of work, and it wasn't on Bardstown Road. It's on Bonnie Castle. Like, I'd be missing a lot of that Bardstown Road traffic. So it sat there, a while, and nobody even took it. And, as I kept looking and looking, it was still there. And my dad kind of talked me into it. But, it's a prime little spot right there at the top of the Highlands by Sapporo, Book and Music Exchange, doo-wop shop. So having all these nice businesses around me, it helped me pull the trigger on that spot. And, it wasn't even that much more expensive than my last spot. It was about $400 more, but I felt like I could really drive in that business with just being in that area. And, it's people go to the Highlands to spend a little money. They go to, hang with friends, see cool things. Everyone's got good energy, I feel like, in the Highlands. So
Yeah,
it was right. It just felt right. And so I went ahead and grabbed the spot, man.
that's awesome, man.
There was actually a spot on right around the corner on Bardstown Road, but the inside of the spot I'm at now, had way higher ceilings, way more wall space. But that other spot was prime time right on Bardstown Road, but it just, needed a lot more work, and the space just wasn't as good for an art gallery.
So this is the one you found and you needed, and I love that you got found that connection with the man, and I think the Highlands area is perfect spot for definitely what you're trying to do and sell.
It's
And
an artsy area. It's an artsy area for
yes,
sure.
yes, for sure. So for the people listening that aren't from Louisville, the Highlands is a stretch on Bardstown Road, and been around for years. And just it's a cool area, a cool vibe, and you can pretty much walk it, and there's always something to do or something to see.
I
Um,
if you real quick, if you don't mind,
yeah.
I wanted to just go ahead and say, my neighbors at Leatherhead, they are amazing people. I don't know if you've ever been to Leatherhead, but
Oh
they
no.
are some special people in there with like some amazing stories. And so, I was gonna maybe suggest you walking in there one day if you haven't been in there, talking to them, and you could even maybe pull up and maybe do the podcast at their store or something. But I think if you got them on here for an hour, it would be awesome, dude. And they
Yeah,
have,
that'd be cool.
I mean, stories with rock and roll artists, country artists, Johnny Depp. They've sold stuff to Prince, Nicolas Cage. I mean, their stories are just, they have Hunter S. Thompson's autograph in the shop. So,
Holy
I mean,
shit! That's it.
they're
What
just
what is Leatherhead? What do they sell?
Leatherhead. They just have made handmade leather products and crazy boots. And I mean, they just, Jack Harlow actually just shot, his new music video in there. But, I feel like they would give you 30 to an hour and just chat it up for a little bit, maybe. And,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I could be way wrong, maybe you don't even want to do it, but I just think me going in there and talking to them, I mean, it was just crazy, great stories. They're just amazing, nice people. They just put down what they were doing to just talk to you as long as you want to talk to them. And they're just, I mean, they've been selling leather products in Bardstown Road right there for, I think 50 years, 55 years, something like that. But
Oh, I love that. I mean, I'm all about people from different walks of life, different stories. I mean, the variety of people I've had on, and I'm also always open to new people. And I find, I mean, that would be super interesting. So yeah, I might pop in when I pop in your store. I'll pop in.
Oh, you definitely got to walk over there.
Yeah.
I don't think they're open on maybe Sundays, but every other day I think they're open. But
What's
no,
your
I just wanted to say that because they're just awesome, and they're my neighbors. I literally look at their wall all day long, so they're
No,
just
that's
good
dope,
people.
man. Yeah, shout out Leatherhead. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Definitely gonna go there. I was gonna say, what are your hours?
So my hours: Monday I'm closed, Tuesday through Saturday 11 to 7, and then Sunday 12 to 5. Those are the base hours. You know, I've been keeping those since I've opened that new location. I am looking to maybe get, my dad as maybe an employee or a friend or two to kind of help with some hours, but it's only been me so far. So when you walk in, you'll definitely be seeing me. It's not, I don't have any employees as of right now. When my dad's there painting, he might, let me run and go let the dogs out, go eat lunch. He's stayed there for an hour or so at a time, but I've been trying to just man the ship best I can, and maybe one day hopefully bring on an employee to help me out. And I like to golf, man, so I got to find the golf hours a little bit. So
Nice, nice. Where do you like to golf? Where's some of your favorite courses?
Uh, Woodhaven Country Club, that was one of my first jobs, and they've let me stay on as a member for a pretty good price. So I go to Woodhaven pretty frequently, but friends like to jump around, go to Oxmoor, go to Glen Oaks, but I'm trying to get to Valhalla. If anyone's listening, if you can get me on at Valhalla, we can
Yeah,
work something out. We can work it out.
yeah, dude. Valhalla. I've only been there once. It was for the PGA Championship. Shit, it was back in like 2000. I was like 11 or 12. I still have the golf ball actually from it, and got to see Tiger and got to see everybody, and it was really cool. I've been a big sports person my whole life, like baseball, basketball, football, hockey. I mean, I love it all. Golf, I never I played baseball, played basketball, never really played too much golf, but I do play it here or there. I'm a lefty, so have to try to find lefty clubs sometimes since I've sold my clubs. But what I'd say about, we got some beautiful courses around Louisville. There's a lot of, I mean, old courses, classic courses. Valhalla is incredible. So yeah, definitely somebody try to get Riley out there. But the thing I was going to say is, with golfing, uh, have you ever done the glow in the dark golf? Have you ever heard of that?
So Woodhaven does that, and some of my other buddies have done it. I've actually not gone out there and done it. I feel like it might be, golf is already so hard, but to go out there and play, in the dark with a glow in the dark ball that doesn't even work as good as the other balls, like I feel, everyone says you go out, get drunk, have fun, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll have to really try to know if it's for me, but golf's already pretty tough, so I have not tried that one
Oh,
yet.
it's super tough. Like I love Top Golf. Like that's a blast going out there and hitting some balls. But the glow in the dark thing, I did it out at Sun Valley, and man, it's like you'd hit the ball and then the ball be going, and then I don't know where your ball go out, and you're like, oh shit, like I can't. Where's my ball?
Oh yeah,
I gotta find it.
I feel like people have definitely, gone out there and had a blast. But I don't know. I'd probably just get frustrated. I'd be like, what are we doing out here, guys? We're playing golf in the dark. Like, come on.
and,
But
and with Woodhaven, I actually for Mother's Day took my grandmother and mom to they did the buffet, the
nice.
the Mother's Day buffet,
Yeah,
and
they have some good food up there.
yeah, it was really cool. I heard about it, and they were selling tickets, and so I was like, gotta go, and we went, and I mean, it was just the food was it was just unbelievable,
If
there's just nothing beats a buffet.
No, I mean, you eat one too many plates, you're feeling it later. But I like how you can get the variety, try a whole bunch of different little samples of things. That's the best thing about it. But if anyone's looking for a membership at a great country club, Chance and his family at Woodhaven, that's where you need to go.
Yeah,
It's a
and
fun
they're
time up
also
there during the summer. It's great times, at the pool. Great staff. It's a great golf course. It's awesome. We'll have to go play around maybe one day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a good vibe. And the thing about it too is it's also known, what I was gonna say is as the friendliest country club in town.
That's
Um,
what they go by. That's what they say. I mean,
yeah, I'll be honest, on that Mother's Day thing, I walked around and everybody was very friendly. And a lot of people don't realize about Woodhaven is they actually have a special putt putt kind of style course. You go out there. I think you have to pay $5 to $10 if you're a non-member. I'm not a member. I believe my parents they like to go up there because on like Fridays they do like raffles and
oh
have
yeah.
they do it where I think you put in $5 and they pull a tab. My mom won, I think, once, but my parents they live in the Fern Creek area, work in that area, and so they'll go up there. But just on that Mother's Day thing, it was just cool to check everything out. I haven't been up there in so long, and I saw that putt putt course, and it's pretty much where it's got the arrows pointed everywhere, but there's different. I mean, it was just really cool. There's people playing, so I definitely think I might have to go up there and play around up there. That just looked like a good time.
I've been trying to get Billy, the guy who does, the sunburning art. I want him to make me a golf piece. He's never done anything golf related, but I don't know. He's gonna try maybe, but
Have you
I need
seen
it.
that art piece at Woodhaven by that putt putt course? They have a brand new. Some guy was out there just doing it on the course with wood and was just making it, and it's a giant piece with a golfer on top. And
Oh man, that's a special piece. I it was sitting there forever, with nothing on it. And I was like, when are they gonna cut into this? And my dad sent me a picture of it, but I guess the wording on it says wits end, like if I'm at my wits end or whatever. I guess that's the saying on the pole. It's like a golfer. But yeah, I love the coloring they did on that. It was those artists are really crazy. Like to be able to
yeah,
do that with like a chainsaw, or if he's using just a little like I guess like a pick or something to just chip it off. I mean, my dad did it, I think, with a chainsaw. He made like a really cool owl and something else, but he's done that same type of art. But hit this whoever did that, I need to figure out who that is. Ask who did that. But beautiful.
it was beautiful. I mean, and the color. I mean, it's just, but it just artists in general just blow my mind. It's just incredible what people can do. Do you now you've talked about sports pieces and stuff like that. I'm a huge sports fan. Do you have a lot of sports pieces at all? Do you have
Oh
anything?
yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah.
are your favorite sports pieces?
With my collection, always on my walls, I try to keep, sports related stuff. I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, or Louisville fan. We're not too good, but we're gonna turn it around. But no, I have definitely, Michael Jordan stuff. I need to get some more wrestling things. I've had some people tell me, get some wrestling art, and I haven't. There's a guy named Derek Gooden. He's a local guy here in Louisville. That's amazing painter. He just did a really cool Stone Cold Steve Austin piece, but I've been talking to him. He already sold or commissioned that to someone else, but I'm gonna be talking to him to get me some cool wrestling pieces in the gallery. So I should have some nice, Jeff Hardy off the top rope, or some Kane or Undertaker paintings
Yeah.
coming in hot. So that's what we're gonna be looking at.
That'd be dope, man. Kane, I love Kane, dude. Me and Frankie actually, we're kind of like in a wrestling group. It's me, Frankie, Eric Eisenminger, and we like go to the different matches, the live shows, try to go to some pay per views, and uh, but we always watch the pay-per-views. We get together, we'll sit on the couch and we'll eat a bunch of food and enjoy some lettuce wraps and if you know what I'm saying. And
Hey, I'm gonna have to slide on y'all one time because I
yeah,
was talking to Eric about that before. I'm like, damn, I used to watch wrestling a lot and I fell off, over the years or whatever. But the old school wrestling, that was just where it was at. I was watching a little bit of the new stuff. It's all right, but when they bring all the old school guys back, that's when I like to watch.
you gotta check out AEW. It's the competitor to WWE now, but
Dude, I'm following them on Instagram. I mean, it looks crazy. It looks
oh,
pretty
it's
good.
awesome. It's awesome. And each matches, their matches are evolving, like where they're adding new stuff, they're bringing other people back, but I feel like they're doing it right. Frankie really got me into them, and I've been following them since, close to day one. And Chris Jericho's really big part of them. And yeah, it's becoming a huge brand, and they put out a lot of good wrestling. I just love wrestling in general, though. I can still watch WWE, I can still watch Impact, but yeah, AEW is a new one I like. I actually talking about flipping and finding stuff, and like I was at a Goodwill, and that's what I like to do is go to Goodwill, flip through stuff, and then I'll flip it for $20 here or there. But I actually found some AEW T-shirt at this Goodwill in Nashville, and so I picked them up, and it was like 75 cents. I got a Chris Jericho AEW shirt, so I was like, "That's sick." But I love wrestling tees or wrestling art. I mean, it's just
I do need to get some wrestling shirts in there too. That'd be a good idea. I'm gonna write that one down.
yeah, wrestling shirts would be huge because the thing with wrestling shirts that's dope is, you know, they you don't see them as much, but when you get one from either WWE shop or something online, they're always. I just remember they're always good material, and they're just really dope. Like, and actually, I want to shout out. I posted an episode, one of my most recent one, episode 6, actually, and I messed up in the beginning of this episode. This will be season 4, episode 8. 7 will be coming out this weekend. This episode will be coming out next week. We're just recording a few days earlier, but I just didn't want to confuse anybody. But yeah, but with episode 6, my buddy Sean P, he had passed away, but he actually had his own wrestling shirt. It was SPO, and referee Man Bun was his like theme. He was a pro wrestling referee, and it started selling on Pro Wrestling Tees. And so if people haven't got a shirt from Sean, definitely check out Pro Wrestling Tees and look up Sean Patrick O'Brien.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you with the T-shirts in your store and just in general? Do you like? I mean, you definitely probably have the like music shirts, concert shirts. Are those something you like?
So, a couple of, my friends such as like Dave Will Chris, he's a musician, and if he drops an album, he usually puts out some merch. So, he's got sweatshirts, socks, he'll do like some Yeti cups, but just things like that. If there's local artists or people like that drop clothing that I know, or if somebody puts, introduces me to them, hang their stuff in there. A lot of people make tie dyes, got a lot of tie dye in there. uh Different artists that paint, like my friend Ronaldo Moore, he goes by Budrow Wilson. He's an artist, but he'll paint, and then he'll drop, different shirts and different jackets, and he's in the clothing circle too, I guess. So just whoever I come across with some any sort of cool clothing, I'm trying to just find the different things, man. Not just basic Walmart t-shirts, whatever, just unique clothing that you might not see it,
Yeah.
see
No,
anywhere else,
that's sick, dude. Yeah, and that's where we're gonna have to shout out our boy Frankie. Of course, we keep mentioning him, but Vibe Tribe.
Exactly. Yeah. Vibe Tribe. I know you just had him on the podcast. Yeah. We got
Yeah,
the
so
Vibe Tribe clothing in there. And so that's, I've been selling some of his shirts, and, those designs they're coming up with are just, they're amazing. And the ones that are coming up soon, they're even better. So I'm excited for what he's going to keep doing with that. I want to see,
yeah,
get a hoodie or something, maybe some bandanas. I think the bandanas I need to drop that idea to him. But
oh, I'm excited to see what he's got in the works because I could tell when he was over here, his brain was spinning and he was thinking of different things and and I already know he's got some things in the works, but what like you had piggyback off what you said, it's insane what you know the logos and the designs I think are so cool and like I told him when he was on the show just the material and it's just in general was really good. And it's something that I think that when people get the shirt on, they're gonna feel that. Like, and I just there's something good just about good material of a t-shirt. I just love comfort.
And just the positive movement behind it, that it just gives it all meaning. So just wraps, it's great. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
and that's another thing with all your artists and definitely with your store. It's just including yourself. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got a message, and I just think it's cool that you're giving everyone an outlet to share their story, their message, and just show their creative ways. And I think too that you know I think your store is just going to keep growing and keep getting bigger and better, man, because you're just building contacts, you're building relationships, and I just think your network's going to keep expanding. So I definitely wish you all the success with this store, my friend.
I appreciate that a lot. And to bounce off that real quick, I've never, people walk in the store and they're like, "Did you make all this?" Or "Did you do any of this?" or whatever. And like, I did like maybe 3 years ago, I did this little doodle piece on just like on a piece of cardboard with pen, and I thought it was cool, made it for myself, but. When I opened up that last store in Middletown, I got a permanent marker and kind of did the same style and did a permanent marker piece, and I gave it to my mom, and so then whenever I got into this store, I worked on another piece, and so I've done like 12 of them so far, but they just it's got some positive messages mixed with like just some crazy little doodles, and you'd have to see it just to really see what it looks like, but I've just been inspired to kind of create something to try to give a little message. It's just something positive on for people to look at, and mainly did it for myself, but I think that there are going to be people who might appreciate it. And I was even thinking maybe whip up like 5 of them or 10 of them and take them to some drug rehab place, or I've been trying to figure out how I can give back or like do some sort of community service. And so I've been thinking maybe whip up these positive little pieces of art I've been working on and try to take those to somewhere. I haven't figured it out. I don't know if you have an idea, but maybe somewhere where like people need motivation to live life and to keep going and going and going.
Yeah, man,
And
I
that's
love that.
when you see that you when you come in, I'll show you some of them. But
Yeah, I love that, man. I mean, you like just thinking of places off the top of my head, Harbor House, that would be a great place to take one. That's where a lot of mentally disabled people are working, learning human skills, learning basic skills to survive. And, they're out there, just learning things, working. And
I
it just,
might have you message me, message me so I don't forget or whatever. But
yeah, I'll
just
message
if you
you.
got any other ideas, I think that's where I might take what I'm trying to do with this. Just giving back is try to give some art to somewhere where they're gonna read it and it might help their situation.
Yeah, for sure, man. I actually have a lot of places. So I was already planning on shooting you a message after the show. So whenever we are done recording, I'll shoot you over a few places. I just know that would love that stuff. And there's a lot of good organizations in this town, and I think everybody needs a little motivation. No matter what you're really going through, and but I think that's an incredible idea, and it just shows what character you got, man, and it shows that you wanting to give back. It just that's huge, and I think that's what's most important with any business or just anything. Yeah, number one, it's about making the profit, making the brand, making the business work. But number two, it's giving back to the community, and I think like you said, Jack Harlow here recently. I mean, you mentioned his name. He gives back so much, and I've noticed his Jack Harlow Foundation's given $25,000 donations to a lot of people, that are doing groups and organizations, and so it's always cool to see, people building back their community.
No, that is special. He's I don't know him, but seems like a good guy, trying to give back when he can, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's great. I did want to say, if you got some sort of code word or word we can give, I would like to give a discount for people who are listening and tuned in if they come check out the store. Even if they don't make it into the store, they can check out the Instagram, the Facebook, What Makes You Smile Gallery and Gifts. If they see an item they like, I can mail it to them. We can use PayPal, Venmo, but I would like to give some sort of word, fifty
Yeah.
dollars off, $50 off, 200 or more. You spend $200 or more, I'm going to give you $50 off. If you talk about the podcast that you heard me talking on here, so
Let's use the
we
word
can
sleazy. That will be
sleazy.
the
We'll
word.
go
Sleazy.
sleazy,
Yeah.
sleazy, $50 off, 200 or more.
Yeah,
That's
sleazy video started more. I'm gonna say this on the bio. This will be posted on all the listings where every platform you listen to. It'll be posted in the info. So
Yep.
remember, sleazy. Say it at the store. Say it online, and I will make sure that that gets out. And
I
hopefully,
appreciate that, man. I
yeah,
want to, for anyone tuning into your show, if they like art, they want to see some cool things, they can get something unique. They can get a unique gift for somebody, unique thing to put on their wall. Come check me out.
yeah, for sure, man. And I appreciate you doing that. And hopefully, someone shows some love with that, and multiple people do. And I hope people take advantage of that. And like I said, you all will see that in the information listed with the podcast and in general. So thank you again for offering that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely,
I,
man. Thanks again for having me on here. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no man. I know you got to work today. I know you have a busy Saturday, and I know that you taking the time. I really appreciate that, and I knew I had to have you on, and to have you on for season 4, episode 8, I was like, this is gonna be dope. And I think your story's incredible, man. I think what you're doing is incredible for the city, for the art world, for the local artists. I mean, keep doing it, keep grinding. It's getting out there. I'm seeing it. People are sharing it. I'm going to definitely, try to support more by, posting stuff more, but I'm definitely going to just, just stopping in general. But I definitely am going to send you a message so we can connect more on some stuff. I got another idea I was going to shoot you. So I'll shoot you after the show. But before we sign off, I want you to give all your information out on how to connect with you and also how to the store.
Yes, sir. You can come 2005 Bonnie Castle Avenue, located, right off Bardstown Road in the Highlands, Louisville, Kentucky. Facebook, Instagram, What Makes You Smile Gallery and Gifts. You look me up on Google, I think my phone number's on there. So, give me a shout. Come check out some good art. I would love to, maybe play around the golf with you, man, have you in the store. And
Yeah.
I've been listening to some of your episodes, man. I love to see what you're doing. Keep it going. Keep finding some cool, unique, people to bring on. And I think you're gonna, as long as you like it and you're having fun with it, you got to keep going with it, man. That's what it's
Man,
all
I
about.
appreciate
You got to find that passion and love for something, man. I love art, and it's been rewarding for me. So it's what everyone should do. Find that passion.
Man, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. And anytime I hear that from somebody, especially somebody creative like you, I just it means a lot, man. So thank you for saying that. And yeah, I definitely will connect. And I'll be popping in the store this week. I know that you're closed on Monday, so I'm thinking I'm gonna come in Tuesday for sure and see what's up. I'll be in the area. And then I'll of course have to pop in Leatherheads. But definitely, man, thank you again. You'll definitely be a guest on a future show because we're going to have to, of course, get a store update to see how things are going. But vibingwithsleazy at gmail.com. Reach out, vibingwithsleazy.com, Vibing with Sleazy, the Facebook, or Vibing with Sleazy, the podcast on Facebook, Vibing with Sleazy, the podcast on Instagram. Reach out, support, show love. Tell me new people you want to have on. Tell me anything. I love all the interaction. This episode will be coming out on June 7th, Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. And again, I want to thank everybody for listening, supporting season 4. It's been a blast, and I'm looking forward to putting out more episodes. Thank you again, Riley, and we are out. Peace.
Have a good one. Have a good one.